Okay. Okay, I did it right the first time. Hello, saturated shonen here. I finally fixed my camera settings a little bit. I'm a little orange. I'm a little yellow, but this will have to do. Saturated shonen here. Back with another One Piece. Whatchamacallit? What the fuck are these things called? Chapter reaction. Let me just double check before I get into this that it actually works. I'm a little orange. I'm a little yellow, but this will have to do. Okay. We're good to go. Sorry, I forgot to record actually. Okay, there we go. Welcome back. My name is Shonen, and today I have another One Piece. Wait, I should do the whole thing again. One second. Welcome back. Totally first take Shonen here. And today we have another One Piece reaction. Reacting to chapter 1173. Hopefully I said that right. So yeah, as I was saying earlier before this first take, that I totally did not record second. We're a little yellow. But we are also, I forgot to get my deck. We're also decked out. 1 second. Because I have quite the surprise for y'all. Well, not really for y'all. It's more so for me. And for my soon to be totally demolished neighbor. God damn it. So me and my neighbor have been talking about playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For like a year now. And I have the only deck I have is heroes. Because I'm a hero guy. As you can see, Wingman, Flame Wingman, Neo's back there. Wait, you can't even see that, can you? Can I zoom in? There you go. You got Neos over there. You got Flame. Wait. Neos, Wingman, deck. So we've been talking about it for some time now. But since I got a hero deck and one turn takes about the first 8 minutes were just me the starting screen. You're good, Wolf. How you doing? So since I got a hero deck and it takes about an hour and a half to get through one turn, we weren't gonna do that. We weren't gonna play that. That's just for me to have keepsake. So we decided to go with the GOAT format. So your boy now has, for the first time I think ever, a Black Luster Soldier. So I'm very hyped about that, even though it's like a staple in GOAT format. Like every deck has it, or almost every deck has it. I'm still very excited to finally be able to play with this card. So we got some shit over here. Let me see if I could not drop any of these cards into my seltzer. What we got? Black Luster. We got some Jinzo, Tsukuyomi, Azure. What Priest? This guy. Some Sangan. We got some shit. We got some shit. We got some Thunder Dragon. I'm just waiting for my Magician of Faith. My Magician of Faith cards to pop up. They should come in tomorrow. And then I also ordered a copy of Forbidden Droplet, even though Forbidden Crown I think is the new one that's coming out. Just to have every staple in the hero deck, because I had like an infinite. I had ordered infinite. What's it called? Impermanence, object permanence, infinite impermanence I think, and with Droplet, and they never came in. Fucking dealer never sent them. Thank you dealers on TCG Player, but they never sent them. So never got it. Yo, what's good, Chance? How you doing? So I never got them. So I was like, all right, let me just place another order. Hopefully they come this time. And the infinite imperm came very quickly, but no droplet yet. So fingers crossed that comes in tomorrow too. All right, 1 second. I already asked my neighbor if I could just have a token or 2 tokens if my magicians don't come in. That way we can at least still play tomorrow, because we were hoping to play tomorrow. But yeah, it's been fun. It'll be fun to like just do goat format games, and you know, update our decks, and like, you know, we'll have like the base goat format decks, or like our base strategies, and then just continue to play each other over time. That's a cool idea. I like having that type of bond with your neighbor is through a children's card game. Let me move this back a little bit. Okay. Now we're oh, there we go. There's like a timer on these lights. These lights that I got, where like after 10 minutes or so, they turn off. But if you turn it right back on when that happens, it doesn't happen again until you manually turn it off. Where the fuck are we at? I'm sorry, I'm looking for like the lock to my chain. All right, there it is. Making sure I'm not front locked. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. My fault, guys. I didn't mean to act like I was gonna stream on Tuesday. Although I felt bad that I was like, damn, I might as well just get on stream. But the only thing I was doing that night was watching anime, as always. But then I came to my desk and I started playing Tears of the Kingdom to get through this video, and I don't want to stream any other game until I'm done with this video. Like, truthfully, I don't want to play anything else until I'm done, and then I can be like, all right, TOTK video is done, good to go. We'll get back to like streaming twice a week, and you know, I'll do other shit. But the thing is, if I'm not like interviewing or applying for new jobs or like doing shit around the house, then I am just straight up playing that game and taking notes. As you can see, oh shit, you can't see. We are at that's the retrospect. I am currently at not post Farron. No, I think I was at post Farron. 1 second. Sorry, my notes are a little around the place. Post Elden, post Lanayru, Detour, post Dungeon. Okay, so post Farron, and then guidebook. Lure. That's what it is. I just did the Lurelin quest, and so now this thing is at, oh shit, you can't see, at 128 pages, and this isn't even the script. Like, I mean, a lot of this will be transferred into a script, so I'm thinking it's gonna be like a 10 page script, maybe, hopefully at most. And once that's done, I'll get back to like streaming games and shit. Although I would really like to buy like a steering wheel and play Need for Speed, because I don't have a license or even a permit, and I took my permit test last year, and I failed it the first time by 1 point, and then I passed it the second time. But the problem was I never took my license exam, or my road test. So that shit expired. So I gotta go take another one. But before I go and do that and start that 3 or 6 month timer again, I want to get good behind the wheel. I want to get comfortable with like using a steering wheel and remembering like the rules of the road. So we're gonna play Need for Speed. I would like to get like a legitimate, like, sensitive, similar to like real life sensitive steering wheel, so I can turn and like not just, you know, try to crash my fucking car and go at 100 miles an hour, but, you know, just get used to the art of driving and like how it feels to like put your foot on the gas and, you know, whatever. Because I've done it before when I had my permit, while my girl's in passenger seat, and it felt decent. The thing is, like, I just feel like it's too easy for me to forget certain things, so I don't trust myself behind the wheel yet. But like, in terms of getting the hang of it, as long as I get a warm up, as long as I could like drive straight for a couple of blocks, but like nothing crazy happening that will like make me scared or whatever, or nervous, then I think the rest of the time I'm pretty good. But I just want to get past that initial fear, you know. So where are we at? Where is this thing at? So that's it. So yeah, for today, I think I put the post out. For today, we're gonna do One Piece, and depending on how long that takes. Oh, thank you, Chance. We what's it called? We as if I'm an organization. It's not a business yet. I don't have an LLC. I got this when I first started streaming. Streaming actually. I first started streaming Zelda playthroughs, and so I bought like a pack of like transitions and effects. You could see this one. This is the not this is not another transition, but this is just how the stream used to look when I was playing through the Zelda games. As you can see, TCB is now selling merch, which is crazy. I feel like that means they're about to go. But you know, we had a chat box up here on the top, on right on top of me. All the Triforce stuff. It was neat. And as you can see, my sub goal was still at 500 there, so that's pretty weird. I'm not gonna show shit on stream. That's just not how I do it. You just get to see me and me reacting. And then for the Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 21 is not out. Is it over? How many will Modulo be? 20 to 25. Okay, so we got about a month left of Modulo. So if I read the new Modulo chapter. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be able to, at least the last part of that is going to be able to happen. So maybe we do the One Piece chapter, and then I do like a couple of reaction videos or reactions to videos, because I had someone comment about a Gojo versus Sukuna video. Like it was like a fan animation, which I took a quick look at like the first 10 seconds of it, and I'm liking it, so I feel good reacting to that. And then also, as soon as I clicked on that video, like the top thing recommended was a video called The Best Fight in Modern Shonen by YouTuber Orion, and it is covering the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. So I felt like, all right, the last real or short video that I had that popped off was Gojo versus Sukuna. Let's milk the fuck out of this theme while we can, or milk this content while we can, I guess, just so I could like put an end to it. And this will serve as like my intro to talking about Modulo, or when the mid-season break for JJK happens, I can, you know, do like a quick review of what we've liked so far, because I have been in love with every episode. It was great to see Kirara. It was even better to see Hakari. I think I came on here last week and said that I waited for my girl to come home. When I get off stream, we're gonna watch the new episode. Hold on. Also, I hope y'all are watching Oshinoko. Oh, Chance, that was you. My fault, bro. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I did not recognize the name at all. So Chance is the one who recommended this fucking video. So we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it today. After the One Piece chapter, I will change the name of the stream to like just like chillin' or whatever, and then we'll watch that video. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to the video essay of Gojo versus Sukuna, because that's a whole half an hour, and with the way I watch it, that's gonna be like an hour. So maybe I'll just do like one long stream on Sunday, and we'll do like the catch up to Modulo and then the modern fight, because truthfully, 32 minutes plus 12-minute, like I can get through a 12-minute video and turn that to like maybe 20 minutes of reaction at most, maybe, because it is just the fighting. And then what is it called? Yeah, and then we'll wrap it up. I don't have really much else to talk about. I think that's all I said in the post too. But I just really want to catch up to Modulo, because I'm at like level. I'm at like chapter 5, and I know Yuji is here, so I think I saw him at the end of last chapter, because it's the same hooded figure that I've been seeing the scans of. So now I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta see what he's doing, because there's so much hype around like these scans now. And with Jujutsu Kaisen season airing right now, like it seems like the best time for me to actually just step into it. Because I should have never neglected it. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. I didn't actually think this. I think this is what you call like a prior, like prioring, I think that's called. But because it's set 60 or 70 years in the future, I hadn't even considered that we were going to get flashbacks to post JJK regular. So I was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with these characters. I don't care if these are the grandchildren of, you know, the cutest couple in Jujutsu Kaisen. It's whatever to me. I'm not gonna see them, so why the hell would I care? And I'm not gonna really read something for like some cameos or whatever. Like, you know, it's like not cameos because obviously I'm gonna read it for Yuji. I'm like really motivated to catch up just to see Yuji go at it. But like in terms of like what the Boruto thing did, right? Or what like most shonen do when they do a spin-off, which is like very first episode you see everyone that you used to know. Even if there's a time skip, it's like let's just push in the familiarity. But Modulo's not doing that. You know, you get mentions of the past, and I'm pretty sure at the last chapter I saw Yuji, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. I have to figure out why the fuck he's hooded too. I wonder if it's like a trademark or like a copyright thing or like an ownership thing. So it's like, you know, it's still Shueisha, but they sold JJK to Mappa or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, I've yapped on enough. Let's watch this. Let's read this One Piece chapter. See, I see chapter 20 on here, and I'm pretty sure I just finished chapter 5. It is the chapter where I don't know anyone's name. Maru goes buck wild, and basically Yukata, what the fuck is his name? Yuka, the boy. He's basically trying to stop Maru, and he can't. But Maru's brother's watching, and he takes interest in the fact that this guy says neighbors, and he kind of like wants peace or whatever. And so Maru's brother steps in and stops Maru, and then that's the last thing I read at like 2:30 a.m. last night. I have not been storming through it, unfortunately, but that's what I was trying to make this stream about, was to just like really read through it. It's just been a lot of reading, like a lot of words, so not really binge worthy for me, even though I am interested in it. But like the last chapter was mainly fighting, so I got through it rather quickly, and it made me want to read more. So I'm like, all right, if we're getting through some shit a little bit quicker, if like the pace is picking up because we're like done with like the setup and whatnot, then I could dig it. I could really like, you know, I'm not like a meathead or whatever, but I can get through it. I can get through more of it, you know? That's all I mean. Let me just make sure. Okay. Was I like that the whole time, or did I just do that to myself? I hope I wasn't cut off the whole time. No, I don't think I was. Yeah, I just did that right now. Okay. All right, without further ado, let's read this One Piece 1173, and then we're going to watch Chance's recommended video, and then we'll see what's up after that. Oh my god, ads. 1173, A Generation of War. Yo, hold on, though. Really quick note on this ad thing. Do scan sites come... Like, is this a sign that TCB is about to be over? Because you usually... I never see any ads run on these things. I usually see, like... What do you call it? Like, other clicky ads or whatever, right? Like, you'll get the not the manhwa, the webtoon ads that are like, what's he gonna do with his stepmom? And all this wild shit. But it's never the scan site themselves selling, you know, merch that's based off of licensed material. So I wonder like how they get away with that. If, you know, if it is legal, like, is it something like Hypeland or something like that, where it doesn't have to be official, it could just be loosely based off of the characters. You can use the characters in the marketing so long as they're not on the shirts or some shit like that. Or is it a sign that TCB is about to be up, and we gotta enjoy every minute of it while we can? I hope it's not the second. Anyway, A Generation of Warriors. You got Usopp pretending to be a honey tree, a tree or whatever. What the fuck is happening? Usopp covering his nose with honey as a lure to catch a rhinoceros beetle. Gotcha, because they like wrestling those. And Chopper's looking like, I need that honey. I don't know why I can't just go for the honey in the pot. I don't know why I'm looking at Usopp's drippy nose honey. But it's whatever. I won't make too light of it. A Generation of Warriors. Also, hold on. Now, this is why I gotta read more, bro. Because I remember I made a video about TCB scans, and I mentioned that like they redraw this shit, and someone commented and said that they don't do that. I know I'm getting one guide right now, but if they have on the site all the roles that people play: translator, proofreader, cleaner, redrawer, typesetter, TL quality, and editor. Like if all of these things are listed, I just might be gullible. Maybe I'm gullible. Maybe I'm just like, oh, they say that they redraw it, they do. But you know, maybe I'm fucking up. Anyway, chapter starts, and all of the demonic army advances, yelling, "Kill Ja Rule!" I feel ya. So yeah, we got Dory and Broggy here, and then we got Ja Rule trying to talk sense into them. Dory, Broggy, it's unthinkable to see you like this. What's this plan of yours, Roronoa Zoro? Okay, so we're back. Hadridin, I think. First things first. Is it okay if I cut those guys down? It is, but we're up against the entire giant warrior crew. Saving Elder Ja Rule is our top priority. This guy who looks like Goldie Roger says. But these warriors have all earned our respect. Try to spare their pride at least. Howardin, Stanson. Okay, Stanson. We've been spotted. Don't let them surround us. Oh yeah, because that's the thing. Hey, did you finish your quest to unite all the giants of the world? Yeah, right. By now they have to know. That's never going to happen. Zugya gya gya. Get the fuck out of here. And then Howardin and Stanson snap. Go for it, Roronoa. Yeah, these guys could cut down. Okay, brothers, you got it. See, Zoro's not racist. Look at that. Although that was brothers with a hard R instead of an A, so maybe it's a reach. But you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. And Zoro darts off Howardin's chest. I see you won't get trapped between them if you approach from above. D-ga-ga. Clever move. Like that. Hold on. The Zugya-gya was probably the worst laugh, I think, in the series to date. Stanson. Let's circle around them from the sides. Roger that. Hadridin. How do you say Hadridin? Am I just going to say Hading? Hyrudin. Yeah, I'm going to say Hading. Now, I don't get how the surrounding works. Because we've seen... I mean, maybe it just depends on, like, the covenant that you have. And so, like, you can't directly, you know, just stab people like Emu can and turn them Dami-Reversi. You have to do it, like, through a harder means, which is by surrounding them. So that means you have to have at least two of you to do it. That's the only way I can kind of understand this. Otherwise, like, I truly do not get why there are different methods to the Dami-Reversi. Like, why can you Dami-Reversi two different ways? Sorry, I'm looking down at my phone because I just started a new city in Pixelplex. Pixelplex is... I will talk to you about Pixelplex later. Arg. Hey, above us, that puny human. 3 sword style. Secret technique! He's been waiting to try this out. Crossing of the 6 paths. Naruto ending confirmed. We have the Sage of the 6 paths in One Piece. My friend, our biggest fear has officially been confirmed. Luffy and Blackbeard will together through the power of friendship. Zugya is a laugh. That is like, everyone laughs weird in One Piece, but that is the worst fucking laugh I've ever seen or ever read or said out loud. But yeah, you see, Luffy and Blackbeard will be combining their forces to be Emu. We already have the pictures of pull up the picture of the, like, you know, the Sage and like his Indra and Ashura and all of them with the One Piece names on them. We're getting that. I hope you guys are okay with that because we're totally getting something like that, at least temporarily. Just come to terms with it now. I don't want to hear any bitching when we get to the throne room. And, you know, yeah, Blackbeard steals the power afterwards, but he helps Luffy to overcome or whatever. Okay. Roronoa. Crossing of the Six Paths. And then he, like, what happens there? Is it just like a slam? I don't see any, like, cut motion or whatever happening there. Suwatsu? Is that what those katakana are saying? That's Roronoa for you. Okay, Dory, Brogy. Unbelievable. Are they about to hit it with Hokaku? You know what? It makes all the sense in the world. I'm gonna reserve. So Zoro does something very smart here, which is he gets in between them, which is dangerous actually. But then as they go to swing at him, he chops up their shields and gets out of the way so that their swords come down and they hit each other. Right? Yeah, it seems like they sliced each other. Like, I don't think they were trying to fight each other. Yeah, because Zoro looks confused. Jarul says, Dory, Brogy. Chiefs! Huh? Did they just actually damage each other? Get the fuck out of here. Huff. Brooke is, like, really covered up. I forgot she took him away. And Goku's hair has gotten longer? Was Goku's hair always this long? Was it just tucked in this whole time? I remember it was long in the flashback. I don't remember it being long here. Branch 8, Brooke's location. Hold on, did we see Brooke in the last chapter? When they showed the diagram? We did not see it. Okay. Alright, so very confusing, very confusing. It seems like the two Dami Reversi people can hurt each other. So we'll see what's up with that. Maybe I'm missing something here. Unless they were already going to fight each other. Like, I don't understand this here. Or whatever. But very dangerous for Zoro to, like, go literally in between the two people who have turned everyone over through this. But whatever. Maybe he's like an Ackerman. Where he just can't actually be Dami Reversi because of his lineage or some shit like that. Which would make sense, but also be frustrating at the same time. Because why would Zoro's lineage put him over, but not Davy Jones? Or whatever. But I was gonna say, like, if they hit him with a Hokaku sovereignty or whatever, Zoro's the perfect person to now be able to not just tank that, but parry that, because he's seen it once, he survived it, he's had a whole boost in like strength or whatever. Like, it would not be like some fuck shit if that happened. So Brooke's location, Branch 8. Brooke is getting kidnapped, or I guess trafficked. Pant, Princess Shuri. You there? Are you Princess Shuri? Oh, we're getting this right now? This is happening right now. Right now, Ryder? We're doing this? Huff. Pant. So Brooke was smart about it then. He waited till they were alone. I can't see how you could possibly be her. I'm certain it's impossible. Wording. Phrasing. But it's hard to deny you're her spitting image. So I have to make sure. Unfortunately, these are going to ring on deaf ears because this is emu at this point. Even if you aren't the princess, surely you must be of her blood. If the princess were alive today, she would be nearing 80 by now. Of course, she wouldn't recognize me, given how much I've changed. Word. And yet, those features, the blue hair, liberal, the mismatched eye color, and a connection to the Holy Land. Plus, you're fond of my music too, aren't you? Every single detail is a perfect match. Princess Shuri. Should he keep his mouth shut at this point because Imu's just gonna try and kill him? I hear sirens of crime. Did you do whatever it is? I'll vouch for you. You should not have that mindset, Chance, about any streamer, especially streamers. I didn't commit a crime. I just listen, man. My windows, even though they are closed, are not necessarily aligned well. So we do get draft, and you do also get outside noise. So whenever like an ambulance or whatever, a cop car passes by, even if it's like a couple blocks away, it comes up very clearly on my mic. Even though nothing else in this house will come up on my mic, like unless it's a really loud noise in the kitchen, a siren's piercing through my window, which is fucking wild. I think even sometimes on stream you can hear people talking outside or like shoveling. Okay. I had hoped I'd go for the rest of my life without ever having to think about you again. I owed everything to the man whose life you took. My patricidal princess. Patricide. This is a whole arc of patricide. Oh, we're getting the flashback? Nope, we're getting the flashback repressed. Imu is this is it. This is what we were looking for. Luffy can break the fourth wall, but now so can Imu. This is what the counter we were looking for. Imu has broken a rule. The same way Eren broke a rule of not letting his enemy charge up. Imu is not letting Gunko have the specific flashback that she needs to turn good here. He's repressing the flashback. Gunko, are thy memories beginning to return? Imu's super duper trying to pressure, and then we get an ass shot for whatever reason. Brooke, you have to run. Oh, she pops out of it for a quick second. Huh? Look, it's wiggling. I'm free. Gunko, thou attemptest to move of thine own will? Brooke, I'm... Okay, she gets sealed back up. Drat, my leg got stuck again. Why did you tell me to run? I came to settle this matter. Now, who are you? Shut thy mouth. Who art thou to Gunko? Now, I didn't get spoiled on this chapter, but I did scroll Reddit earlier today or something like that, or maybe the day before. I think it was today. And I saw someone post this panel, shut thy mouth, who art thou to Gunko, in the One Piece power scaling subreddit, just basically saying, I'm retiring from power scaling, this is bullshit. I assume because Brooke blocked Gunko. I don't even want to know, but like the power scaling community is cooked in One Piece, I'm pretty sure. If it's not a top 30 by like Brago or King of Lightning, then no one else is power scaling. No one else should give a fuck about power scaling at this point. Usopp's group. Okay, we're done. Who art thou to Gunko? So basically, if someone... It's not about them having a strong enough will, I guess, but maybe based off of this type of covenant, you can kind of be broken out of it. It doesn't have to just be hockey, which could mean, again, Naruto. We might be breaking some motherfuckers out of Dummy Reverse with Talk No Jutsu. That might be a thing that happens in the final arc. If it almost worked here with Brooke, I don't know. I can see it happening with a couple other people. Although the problem is, everyone else that we've seen Dami Reverse is a terrible fucking human being. Or terrible whatever they are. So the chances are very slim. But clearly there's an alternate win condition here. Which is just to break them out of it. Now Imu can reinforce the hold. But I mean, like, if you have a strong enough connection with the person, it's whatever. Without ever having to think about you again. I'm going to go back to that at the end of the chapter. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to get through the chapter first. Yeah, Brooke is pissed here. Branch 8, Usopp's group. Whew! We're finally free. My mind powers did the trick, you see. The arrows came loose for a moment. What happened? So they all got free. What about the kids, though? Did the kids actually get free? No, I think it was, we got 2 out of 3. We got Brooke, we got the rest of the Straw Hats, but not the kids. Alright. Also, in light of certain political events, the whole idea of trying to steal kids to an island full of the celestial dragons is not lost on me whatsoever. Branch 8, Usopp's group. Okay, so Robin's restraints, I was going to say restaurants, are different. We have to get those thorns off her. Oh, yeah. Okay. Forget me, Nami. Focus on the children. I saw Ange slip away earlier, but I doubt she'll make it in time. West Village is way too far. West Village. Nami Swan. Okay, Sanji's back. I wonder if he's in this shot. No, he's not. Okay, just Sanji's linked up with the homegirls. Okay. So we got Zoro taking on the Giants. We got Sanji doing some more legwork, which is the I guess escorting the Straw Hats or leading the Straw Hats. And then I guess he's gonna help Nami rescue the kids or whatever. Nami and Robin, maybe. That's my prediction right now. But I like how this is coming together rather quickly. It took 2 chapters to just kind of like reassemble everyone and get our bearings right so we can understand how things are gonna proceed to like in this operation to beat the God's Knights. Branch 8, near West Village. Okay, so there's a West Village. I'm thinking of West Blue. That's what it is. Gee ha ha ha. Gee ha ha ha. Yeah. Keep moving, you brats. The finish line is just over there. You're one of the demons Elder Ja Rule mentioned, aren't you? We'll make you pay for this. Elbaf is really strong. You'll see. We've also gone back to changing the... I don't know, maybe this was seen last chapter and I just didn't notice it, but... Not just on the ship, but Elbaf, even the dialogue is now with an F. Yeah, I don't want to show them for copyright reasons, Chance. If I'm like reading stuff after the official has come out, then I will just read it on Viz, and then I'll put those on. But for the sake of, there's a couple of reasons why I don't do it. So copyright, because I'm reading the chapter early. The second thing is plausible deniability for in case I do want a Viz membership. And I want to be like, I never read anything on stream, actually. This is all a figment of my imagination. I was reading spoilers, actually. But also, it's easier for me to record the stream if I have a full screen of my video, like of my face or whatever, like what you're seeing here. So in that way, when I clip it later, I can make it tiny without like having a shite resolution, and then add the panels later. And then I can add the panels from the official release so that whenever I do put out shorts, it's from the official. So there's no instance of me ever like me on screen with the panels there. So it's mainly for copyright reasons, but the reason why I don't even like put my screen smaller and like show like a blurred out or like an overlaid, heavily edited version of the scans is for resolution purposes. So I could just record. I'm recording stream now, so I can record it, and when I go to edit it later to make it into shorts or like to cut it up, it's not like, you know, it's not at the mercy of like a fucking 480p stream resolution. Yeah, I've had like since a couple of chapters ago, I've realized that I have to really describe everything that's happening because you can't see it on stream. I would just be reading the dialogue and reacting, if not. Moron. Actually, I have to shout out to Roger's base for that because the way he reads is as directly influenced the way I read because he doesn't show it at all. So I picked up on why he's so storyteller with it. So I'm like, oh, I have to get better at that. Moron. We know all about how strong giants are. That's why we're after you. Is that a fucking semicolon in a manga panel? That might be a first ever, a semicolon. That's why we're after you. You're Gabon's kid, right? I'd shut up and unwrap these thorns if I were you. Oh yeah, talk your shit, Colin. Yeah, let us go. I dare you to face us like a warrior. It's way too late for that. What's the name of this chapter again? A generation of warriors. There you go. Look, I can already see the harbor. Say goodbye to your homeland. This is the last time you'll ever see it. And then someone just wrecks the ship. I can imagine Loki popping up at the end of this chapter and just one-shotting the ship. Or just, he's like climbing up a cloud or whatever. And this is like the last stretch that he needs to actually get it to the top. And it's just like, the first time we see him is just his hand just collapsing the ship. What? No way. You mean I'll never see my ma and pa again? I don't want that. Someone help us. On the loudspeaker. Hello, Great One? Killingham and I are about to complete our task. Oh, he's got on the loudspeaker so he can talk to Gunko. That's funny. I'm dying to go home already, but do you have any more bidding for me to attend to first? Colin. Ylva. Olaf. There's an Olaf in here. Holy shit. How'd they get here? Weren't the dream demons meant to stop them? Oh, okay, their parents are coming. That makes more sense. They did say that last chapter. As you can see, I haven't been rereading chapters after they're officially out. Because this shit would be at the top of my mind if so. Mommy, it's my mom and the others. Grandpa Oimo. Wait, above you. Watch out. Oh god, it's Nika. The god of destruction. Did Nika cut the... No, Nika did not cut the arrow. Mom, everyone, run. From this Nika? Don't be silly. You're underestimating us. We come from a generation of warriors. Yeah, your parents aren't pussy, just ya. Ya got raised to be pussy. And they're wailing on the sun god here. They're so strong. Glare. And it's like a snot bubble coming out? Okay. These kids had no idea how strong their parents actually were. That's very wholesome. That means that their parents really were just like holding down the fort, agreeing with the new generation, agreeing with like the new way to do things. And they never even objected in terms of like being like, I'm gonna secretly teach you how to actually be strong because I'm not fucking with this liberal agenda going on here. We gotta have our guns and whatnot. Hey guys, these kids are there. Oh, the kids are there. We won't make it even if we sprint. Let's do it, Goldberg. Right. 2 generals. Are they about to hit another Hikoku? Or Ikoku? Wait, let me join in. I'll save you, little bro. Oh my god, we're about to get 2 generals. Oh, say, let me step in. 3 generals. Gokoku sovereignty. Gokoku sovereignty. I wonder what that means. Because we have Hikoku and Ikoku, I think. Gingaku and Ikaku. Hokoku sovereignty. Don't know how to spell. If y'all had seen the way I just spelled sovereignty, even though I know how to actually spell that name. Whew! So that's Hakoku. Ikoku means... Okay. It's like spear, nation. Let me see what Gokoku means. 5 grains. Get the fuck out of here. No fucking way. Find it funny how the start of One Piece was just, I'm going to be the king of the pirates too. We need to fight the gods of creation. Yeah, welcome to every Final Fantasy game. It's like, we're just a small gang. of people that are just collecting some crystals. By the way, you have to kill God. Good luck. Let's see how that turns out for everyone. The fate of the world, the fate of all of existence depends on it. And here's an extra Phoenix down for you. Yeah, that's they really scammed us with the plot of One Piece. Like everyone's just looking for one great treasure. We're just trying to figure out what that amazing treasure is. Maybe it's a cool new devil fruit. Maybe it's a way to make world peace. And then it became the world is secretly run by a select few, and we also have a black market where slavery and auctioning people off like fucking cattle exists. It is up to you and only you to discover the secrets of the world and bring peace once and for all by basically destroying the world and starting a world revolution. And then, also there's Chopper. Also we got cute little animals along the way. We got some weird looking people with some silly little quirks. But don't you forget about the world government. About the secret cabal of sick and disgusting people who own a bunch of slaves that literally use them to move the fucking floor around them because they're too evil to just have someone invent a fucking escalator that they have to have hundreds of actual physical labor dedicated to moving them around, moving the earth, the yellow brick road beneath their feet. Yeah, all because Luffy was fucking hungry. This all really went down, but we're learning all because Shanks held it down. Wild stuff, man. Absolute wild stuff. But, Attack on Titan prepared us for this. The whole, there's actually a secret to the world that no one knows about. That aspect is, what is it called? Yeah, I felt very prepared for the whole One Piece journey once, I saw the first episode of Attack on Titan. Because I saw I think I caught it to Attack on Titan, not fully, but I watched the first season and I think maybe the second season before ever watching or reading One Piece. So by the time I got to there are different dark secrets of the world or whatever in One Piece, I was like, yeah, that's up my alley. I enjoy shit like that. So Gokoku sovereignty, which apparently means rice grains or millet or plenty. Gokoku is associated with Shinto or Buddhist prayers for a bountiful harvest, often referred to as Gokoku Hojo. See what it would mean. Nope. Oh shit, there's an Ikoku sovereignty One Piece card. That's fun. Okay. Hey, back off before you crush me. So Nika has been fucking holied. Nika is looking extra holy today. And he falls. Oh, and he crushes the ship. There you go. The ship does get crushed. I knew that was going to happen this chapter. I really thought it was going to be Loki. I thought Loki was going to pull up and it was going to be like, Loki's here. Forget everything else, Loki's here. But we're letting it sit. We're letting the crew have their highlights. Oh, enchanting, shaping. Cheap viewers, streambo.com. As my boy said, be gone, clanker. How do I ban shit? Reported for terrorism. That's what I'm not trying to do. Blocked. Damn, that takes so long to do. That's crazy. All right, so the ship is down. Back off before you crush me. So the only way they get out of here is with a circle. They have to retreat. Imagine that's the only thing that needs to happen for this retreat. Is like, what do you call it? Like, they just don't have a way to traffic these kids now, which sounds crazy just to say out loud. But they don't have a way to take these kids back to the Holy Land. They don't have a ship. Everyone else can get off of the island perfectly fine, but they don't have a ship to transport the kids. So either they gotta go now to Quest Castle and use the circle in the room, or they just gotta say, fuck it, we tried. That'd be wild. But there has to be a certain victory here. And that's where the chapter ends? Oh shit. The game takes an unexpected turn? Oh shit. That's hilarious. Okay. So ship is done. I like the idea. Damn, why can I not see disgust? Or discuss? I do not want to share this chapter. I want to see what the comments on the TCB site say. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter there. I'm going to go quickly bookmark the main site. Huh. And then yeah, we'll get back to this. That's cool. It's cool that the again, we're letting the theme of, not the theme, sorry. We're letting the idea of, you guys go up first. We'll join you out later. We're letting us sit with that. Which is, we have to find a way to keep Luffy and now Loki out of the game until it's time for shit to get a little bit more dire and out of hand for the rest of the crew to handle. And then they can come in and save the day. But I like the idea of like Luffy's just chilling down there with Loki being like, show me what you got. Just want to see you test the strength. You know, maybe we're taking it, you know, back and forth. Like, I'm knocking down one at demon, and then you're taking down the next one. Maybe it's something like that going on, but like, there's an excuse to keep them down now. And then this way, the crew gets to shine. It's not like, oh shit, Loki's here, GG's, or like, oh shit, Loki's here. Now we have to find another way to nerf him, other than, you know, he's not fully healed or whatever. So he has to have a full bullshit showing out, get diffed by one of the God's Knights off some bullshit, and then somehow we still know he's strong because we saw what he did in the past or whatever. So that's fair. That's totally fair. But also, you know, we haven't even gotten to see like the crew shine. We got to see, if anything, we just got to see, yes, Loki, the Norse god of mischief. You should look up on Google Images. You should look up Loki One Piece. The first thing you see should be like a guy with like a hat that has two horns and like bandages around his eyes. That's Loki in One Piece. That is how they've chosen to portray Loki, the god of mischief. And they really played well with the idea of him being a liar. Because he does lie, but he's keeping up a lie for good in the end, it turns out. Like, he's not like secretly evil. It's like he's secretly good pretending to be evil, which is a beautiful flip on Loki, because Loki's usually like an asshole in Marvel or whatever. He's like, at least he used to be. But yeah, Loki is that dude. But like, there was no real hype to meet Loki other than like, all right, we're gonna get like more backstory on Big Mom or whatever. But by the time we saw how Loki actually looked, aura through the roof. He didn't even have to speak. It was just the second we saw him just laying there smiling, everyone knew this. The silhouette, first of all, was bullshit. But second of all, it's a badass motherfucker. And then 2 seconds into his backstory, he cracks a feat like less than 18 minutes out of the womb that is stronger than most people or most characters in the story of One Piece. He cracks a feat like that, fresh out the womb. First day on Earth. Amazing. 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 Yeah, I think the idea of like Nika being the god of destruction, I feel like the whole knife and shield thing is just like symbolic. So the fact that we get to see this Nika here, the Dream Nika fight with a real sword and shield, just goes to prove like no, they are symbolic. If he really did use a knife and shield, then that's bullshit. Giants got it wrong. But yeah, pretty fire. I like seeing the Giants get their due. I wonder if like the rest of the Straw Hats will kind of be on support duty here, and we're not going to really get too much of like too many like big what would you call this, like action moments from them, because we're really just going to focus on, well, let's flesh out the strength of the Giants. The strength of the Giants still have. It can't just be Loki. It has to be everyone else from the previous generation that is also very strong. We have to show how strong they still are, even though they've gone through this period of peace and like changing their ways. And then we also can train up the kids to like maybe do some shit in the final war or whatever. Even though I doubt that's going to happen, but like, let's just use this arc to show how valuable they are as an asset to whoever gets them on their side in the final war, which clearly is going to be the Straw Hats or the good guys. I do not mind the idea of sidelining every Straw Hat for the sake of lore and for the sake of fleshing out other characters. I know it's a problem in Wano, but we have so much going on at this point. Like, do I need a 1v1 from every Straw Hat, every arc? No, I truly don't think I've ever needed that. I think honestly shit like that slows down shonen. I know it's a trope. I know it's a main part of like, you know, battle manga or whatever, is like splitting up and like having individual fights and making them matter in their own ways, yada yada yada. But I have not needed that from One Piece since Sabaody. Show me a group fight. Show me the whole group pulling up, trying to be one strong thing. I don't mind. I don't mind them jumping someone. They're the fucking Straw Hat Pirates, you know? Now, when it comes to certain crews, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you want to see the 1v1s. You want to see Usopp versus another great sniper. You want to see, you know, Sanji versus someone. You want to see Shiryu and Zoro. I understand shit like that. But, welcome back, babe. I don't need 1v1s every arc. So, if no one gets a 1v this arc, that's totally fine. We got a cool moment with Robin. We got like Robin's reuniting. We got what's it called? We got Brooke being fleshed out this chapter. And we got we got Frankie pulling up and seeing the glyph. What the hell is it called? The Harley. I think that's what it's called. And then we'll get Usopp having a moment where he becomes strong or some shit like that. Like, we got significant moments. I don't need every Straw Hat moment to be them winning a fight. That's just boring as shit to me. Yeah, he's got purple long hair and he's already a freaky looking baby with some JJK style jumping in One Piece. That's what I'm saying, bro. We saw one of the coolest moments of the Straw Hats ever had was all of them putting every ounce of energy that they had into fighting one pacifista, or all of them trying to fight and failing to save Robin from Aokiji. Or, you know, some of the coolest things like Kaido going 1v20 against half of Wano. You know? I don't mind shit like that. Bro, we just got God Valley, where the whole climax of that was a 2v1. Strongest in the verse at the time, with the power boost from the actual strongest, the secret strongest, fighting the two other strongest motherfuckers that we know of, aside from Whitebeard. Like, Roger and Garp versus Rocks was crazy. I heard no one complaining about that being a 2v1, which triggers my JJK brain because... Alright, well, I'm going to give one more, I guess, quick thought on the idea of Brooke here. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really real to say here other than, like, I guess long distance dummy reversey, you know, can be countered. Doesn't have to be Imu literally sinking his claws into you. But we'll see how that goes. I'm also just still very confused about the long hair. I thought she had short hair. Oh, but yeah, we had the Harley. Damn, I forgot. And then we also got Vegapunk now. Like, Vegapunk is making some 2,000-year-old discoveries, some shit like that. Then what else here? Oh, we got Zoro learning how to use Conqueror's Haki willingly. And yeah, now we get to, like, you know, give the Giants a cool moment. And before giving Loki a cool moment. Yeah. Okay, now since you mentioned the idea of jumping, or you said the word, my brain is now triggered about the whole Gojo versus Sukuna thing. Because the idea that I saw a video today that was like, y'all don't understand. To be the greatest or one of the greatest sorcerers, you have to be a piece of shit. Like, you don't have to be, but like, there's no playing fair in Jujutsu Kaisen. There's no mano. There's no wait. There's no blood. This is supposed to be a swordsman duel. You're using Tubachaki. There's none of that in JJK. So people complaining about, oh my god, it's a 2v1, it's a 3v1. Y'all sound so soft. Like, I can't take a loss. Like, I didn't see Gojo complain about it being a 3v1. I saw him mention it and be like, oh, it's a 2v1 now. And Sukuna's, no, it's a 3v1. Like, there's no dishonor. A motherfucker will... We saw that with Kaido, where he was like, yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't run the fade one-on-one, that the lady got in the way, so I killed her. But then he just does the most dishonorable shit where he offers a deal, and then when the deal comes through, where it's time to come through on that deal, he doesn't come through on the deal. Like, it's some straight bullshit. I would understand if it's like, shit, not even Naruto. We didn't even get that in Naruto's final battle. That shit was a 3/3.5v1 for the final villain. It was a 2v1 for the final one. Everyone took their turn on the final villain. And then on top of that, what I'd never hear is like, damn, I'm gonna make like a short about this tomorrow. I'm talking shit on stream right now, but I never hear anything about like, yeah, Sukuna would have won if he was just against Yuta, if he was just against Hakuji, if he was just against Maki, because we all know that. There's no like, damn, if only they didn't jump Sukuna at the end. There's none of that. So it's a funny disingenuous thing. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna pull up the fight now and then change my thingamajig. No, did I say the chowder rabbit hole? What the fuck? One second. Is this it? Okay, so I got the video up. All right, I got the video up. But yeah, I just don't understand the 3v1 cope. Like, Sukuna had to sneak Gojo, or Sukuna had to have a Mahoraga and Agito versus Gojo. It just sounds like straight up cope to me, because I don't hear any of this talk when we're talking about Yuji and Todo versus Mahito. I don't hear any of this when it was Yuji and Nanami versus Mahito. Like, Mahito got jumped twice. I didn't hear anything about that. None of this like, oh, Mahito would have actually won. He was stronger. He had Yuji on the ropes. Because we all know narratively, like, Yuji was dead inside. He was ready to die, so whatever. But there was no like, oh, you know, Todo should have just been there to like, you know, motivate him, not actually help him in the fight. You know. And again, I didn't hear any of this shit when the rest of the verse jumped Sukuna afterwards. So, yeah, it's sore loser. It's whatever. All right, we're going to switch over. So we will be watching. Chances request a video. Don't get used to this, y'all. I will not specifically be watching everything y'all send me, but please continue to send more shit to watch. I'm always down for something like that, for like crowd interaction, whatever. But I don't want anyone to get the idea that just because you send something means it will be watched. Okay. Is that it? Are we covered? Okay. Pretty much covered. It's a little fat out the way, but you know what? Let me do this actually. Oh my god. I will make it that. Should I make it that? Or should I do this? I feel like I should just make it full screen. And we'll see what's good with that. How about I do this? 1 second. There you go. Now it would have fit perfectly. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually full screened something without like cropping some of the desktop. So, all right. So we got Gojo and Sukuna 1,000 Years Legacy. Well, let me put on the headphones because there is sound effects and shit in this. Gojo and Sukuna 1,000 Years Legacy. Gojo vs. Realm and Sukuna finale animated. Jujutsu Kaisen by Alan Bow or Bowie. I'm assuming Bow because there's no I. All right, let's see how this is. Let's see how this is. Now I'm not watching the entirety of it, I guess, because this is 12 minutes and it seems like this is like a part, like the finale in a series. But I'll watch this. This apple's already been cut. Upcoming. Is this a fucking okay, the trailer at the beginning. I like the fanfare.
Do you think you're the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo? Or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest?
Am I low in comparison to the audio of the video? Like, am I getting buffered out by it, or that sound regular? Okay, we got Toji callback. Wow, this is crazy. How long does this even take? So was Gojo cut up here? Or is this just like some liberties taken?
I have to admit, this is surprising.
Oh, this voice
But,
acting.
oh well, you seem to be on your last leg.
I am still standing, aren't I?
For how long, though? I feel bad taking on a handicap.
Sukuna, I am not Satoru.
Why would Realm and Sukuna already hate this? No, I'm kidding. But why would Realm and Sukuna ever feel bad about taking on a handicap? He is, again, it goes back to the it goes always in everything. Always goes back to Shanks versus Mihawk. Blood. This is a swordsman duel. You're using too much hockey. Yo, I don't want to take out my I don't want to settle the score against the man with one arm. Like, Sukuna would not feel bad about this. He'd be like, yeah, sucks to suck. Should have been stronger, bro.
Gojo because I am the strongest. I am the strongest because I am Satoru Gojo.
What do you expect to do with one hand?
I don't care if it's 3 or 6 of you. I want you to know in particular. Even my one hand is rated E for everyone.
That's funny. I don't know how much I'm feeling. I don't know how much I'm feeling Ice design. But I mean, nip it. One second. Let me So I just realized like I was not centered, and also like the white at the end of this was just bothering me. All right, let's get back to it. I can tell it's a snake. I just don't think I ever paid attention to Agito. I think that snake was destroying like the first time Sukuna fought Oh my god. Rightfully so. What am I gonna try to eat Gojo? Fine. That's also a good thing. Well, not effect, they do that. Ah. Okay.
This whole time, you haven't been able to keep up like the others.
Okay, good. I was hoping this was that one. And down goes Agito. God. Yes. Beautiful incorporation. Really good. As good. Oh my god. Now, how does he get directly to that?
Blue. Maximum output.
Not what I got help. Okay, I'm gonna lower it a little bit. No way. No way. To Urame? This is fucking hilarious. LOL.
That was Kenjaku smack-talking Urami through Polybuzz, the ultimate AI chat and roleplay platform where your favorite anime characters
No way there's
come
an
to life.
ad.
And the sponsor of this video. Ever wanted to talk to Gojo Satopoli? 20
Get me
million
out of
basic
here.
bots.
Get me out of here.
Commonalities, characters ranged chatting.
Get me out of here.
And search my promo code ALLEN88 for more premium features.
Due to the crushing
Sponsored
weight of
AI
Satoru
ad.
Gojo's cursed
Get him out of
energy,
here. This is strike one for me right now.
for the first time in 1,000 years.
I'm sorry, was? Hold on, one second. I have to check something now. Well, I gotta log in. 1 second. 1 second. I gotta see something real quick. Uh-huh. I would like to see when that happens, right? That is what? Chapter 234? He cuts Gojo. Okay, this starts with 234. This happens so quickly. So I don't see Agito's stomach or whatever, or tail. So I really don't know if Agito even has that. Let me see. Knew it was some great serpent. Oh no, there it is. Boom. Okay, I never knew it. I don't know how he brought back the snake, because we see that snake get destroyed in like episode 2 or whatever, or like I think episode like 5. It's whenever Sukuna fights Megumi, and apparently they don't come back if they're destroyed. That's why he only has one dog after that whole special curse incident. Okay, so he sends off Blue. So that's how he's able to get it behind Sukuna. I never thought about this, which is that he sends off Blue, and it's out of his purview. So he's like, all right, whatever. But to Sukuna's idea, to Sukuna's mistake, he thinks he just sent it off. Like whatever. Gotcha. It's a wonderful setup from Gojo. Okay, then for the first time, King of Curses is feeling uneasy. Okay. Hold on. Here's another thing I just don't understand. Damn, I accidentally hit the wrong number. Which is, hopefully, again, they explain this. I don't understand how Gojo is just, or how Sukuna is able to be equal. The traits too? I thought just the strength passed on when they died. Like when the one dog died, it made the other Shikigami stronger, or like it made the other dog stronger. Cause I never see the snake again. I never see anything that looks like the snake again until we get Agito. But we'll see. But yeah, one thing I don't understand here that I hope the anime fleshes out is Gojo should have been like it should not have been nearly as close as it was to give the idea that they were somewhat even in the hand-to-hand combat. Even though Gojo always had the upper hand in the hand-to-hand combat, he should have been fucking smacking Sukuna the entire time, because you're able to go against 3 and hold your own perfectly fine. Like it's an even match with him 1 versus 3. So, and we know he's not holding back versus Sukuna. He's trying to fucking kill Sukuna. Sukuna is the enemy. He's got to get him out of here. Or at least there's no reason I feel that's ever given to show the idea that Gojo is holding back when it's 1v1 versus Sukuna in terms of the hand-to-hand. So, if you're going dead even on a 1v3, how are you not mauling this man 1v1? How is Sukuna able to even like hit a quick feint and even swing edge, even if he's missing? How is he able to even get this close to your face in a 1v1? I don't like that seems just inconsistent to me. So then you're saying that Megumi never, that's why Divine Dog's totality is black and white. So you're saying that Megumi just never used Serpent again, or never used anything that could involve the Serpent, maybe because he just didn't realize he could like make something like Agito. Like it was not like a retcon. It's just like, no, just Megumi just wasn't versed in it or whatever. Because I don't think we ever see him use it or use anything that has the Serpent in it. All right, let's get it.
Sukuna felt fear.
Wait, hold on.
Today, promo code. just like you'd expect. Don't create link
It's
in
small, it's a
discriminating-
nitpick, but there's something here.
Due to the crushing weight.
Max.
He hits Agito with blue, and then nothing
Find anywhere.
happens.
Alien 80.
For the first time in 1,000.
And then he regenerates. Like, isn't there a second Black Flash here? Yeah, where does the second Black Flash come from? Does it just happen from Agito's destruction? Like, I would have thought he hit Agito with Black Flash. It's also not shown here, but I don't expect this to be the end all be all, you know? Like, there's no Black Flash in it. Unless, like, they're suggesting that, you know, hitting something with Azure is akin to the boost or the resurgence in output that one would get from a Black Flash.
And bring your lapdog to play too.
Sukuna felt fear.
Don't be shy. And bring your lapdog to play too.
What a stance. Damn. Yeah, look at that impact frame. I mean, it's not the best face, but you know. Good. I mean, these faces are wild, but you know, I'm not gonna really nitpick on that. That's fire. He's getting his shit rocked. Yeah, this is. I assume it was like this the first half of the battle. Where Sukuna isn't able to like hold his own for the most part, but he's not landing hits. He's defending and getting hit, but he's not landing hits. It should be way more of a. There it is. There's the Black Flash. It should have been way more of a one-sided battle to me. Considering this guy does go 1v3 right after. Like, he should have been shitting on Sukuna. Okay, so there's a second Black Flash. And then he hits one on Mahoraga to send him flying. Or he hits one there. Okay. Because here's what I don't get. Kuskabe says Gojo regained output for reverse technique thanks to Black Flash, while Sukuna can't heal rapidly, lost Mahoraga. Okay, so he doesn't say due to a second Black Flash. I guess because he landed like 3 or 4, he gained it. Okay. Crack your knuckles. There's one right there. Oh my god.
Face. Paramita. Pillar of light.
He's probably about to unleash Red. I'll defend with Mahoraga and adapt to make double sure.
Curse technique reversal. Red.
This is the most fire shit.
Mahoraga!
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, cool. We do get the game. red.
Too late.
Phase. Twilight. Eyes of wisdom.
This is the most fire use of that technique. The first time he hits him with it, or first time he hits him with like blue or red earlier in the fight when he gets him from behind is cool, but the idea of like, I'm gonna just send out this like it feels like Goku and Namek sending out the Kamehameha and like just setting them up in the water versus Frieza and then sending them up at Frieza one by one or whatever. It feels like that.
Pro and declaration. Between front and back.
I want to see the face which is purple.
Your reign as the strongest was nothing but a placeholder for my arrival.
A little emo, whatever.
The only reason they dared to call you the strongest was because fate was kind enough to let you exist before me. Hollow purple.
Not enjoying the face on that one. I really enjoyed the way that he looked in the manga there. I love the hollow purple face. What the fuck was that? The shit is so fire. That shit, the entirety of this is so fire. Oh my god, bro. Like, even him being like, yo, this is bullshit. I gotta send Mahoraga. Hollow Protocol's lapse versus the collide. Dash forward. Gojo released red, but just past it. Was Azure. Like the red that swung around. Let's explode at no speed. Having adapted and gained the ability to eliminate it without fail. Let's talk about red, I think. Or Azure, sorry. Orders to reach Azure. Damn, bro. Sukuna was about to adapt to Void, Infinity, Red, Blue. I think he had everything in the bag but purple. Like, he was about to nullify every single one of Gojo's techniques. If Gojo even just hits Sukuna here without getting rid of Mahoraga, then, like, the only thing he can hurt anyone with at this point is purple. So it was beautiful that this was, like, the last move in the fight, basically. The second to last move. But it was, like, it was so beautifully crafted that, damn, bro. This is... The fact that he clutched up and beat Mahoraga here was, like... That's what he needed to do. Like, if he hit with purple and it just, like, fucked up Sukuna for a bit, like, got him to the point that he's, like, just like this, but Mahoraga's alive, it doesn't matter. Like, he's still in a losing position here. The only thing it would do is, like, okay, maybe Sukuna has to go into hand form, or maybe Sukuna has to, like, let Mahoraga, like, get dogged by Gojo for another few seconds and maybe still die anyway while he's recovering. But this was, like, clutch as shit for Gojo. I understand why he let his guard down here. Like, I don't understand why people think this is, like, bullshit. Like, oh, he was written out for plot. Like, no. For every reason possible other than the fact that the first rule of fighting is to never let your guard down, which is rookie mistake. I would understand in this scenario why, like, this would be, like, the one moment or 1 second that you would let your guard down, because you just got rid of everything. Got rid of Agito, Mahoraga, which is the thing that was, to his knowledge, that was stopping him, that gave Sukuna the ability to get past all of his moves, not realizing that, you know, World Cutting Slash was already developed. But, like, man, this is beautiful, beautifully done. Everyone in the fucking room thought that he won at this point, including me. And it's cool because the entire win condition, or not win condition, but the entire strat from Gojo, as soon as he saw Mahoraga, was like, he adapted to Infinity, or he's adapted to Void. I have to one tap him with Hollow. That is my goal right now, is get Mahoraga out of the way. So all this shit that Sukuna has been doing in the background to nullify all my shit is, one, put out, and two, I don't have to deal with Mahoraga anymore. It's like fire. Knocking your opponent out cold, he gets up and stabs you. That's what happened to Gojo. Yeah, or like, it's like, to me, it's more like, if you're like in UFC and you dazed your opponent, like you clocked them one good time, and you saw his jaw, whoop, whoop, and you saw his legs kind of fall from under him, and so like you know that your opponent's dazed. The equivalent scenario would be walking up to your opponent with your hands down after that, as if he's not gonna like fucking, like, as if he's too out of it to like throw one haymaker, and then you get knocked out cold by the haymaker. It's like, oh, or you know what? Actually, it's, I made him bleed. He's bleeding profusely. I'm probably good right now. He's probably about to. He looks like he wants to quit right now, and then you walk up to bro, and bro just, or like, you know, he's about to fall. Actually, yeah, here's a better analogy. You clock your opponent, right? They start to fall on the ground, and so you walk towards them with your hands down, and it's actually a feint. Your opponent is now Eddie fucking Gordo from Tekken, and so he looks like he's about to fall down and be knocked out, and he actually comes up with a leg, some capoeira leg kick or whatever, and rocks your shit, and you get knocked out. Like, that's what happened to Gojo here. See you with the AI assets, my boy. There it is. There's the wall grab. Stand proud, my boy. You did it. You won. He's descending like Yuha Baki did in that one episode. Everything Gucci now. What you got to do? What you got? You looking hella rough right now. Are we getting the voice acting for this? Excuse me? Excuse me. Did I just hit some Attack on Titan no Requiem shit? Is that what just happened here? I'm sorry, you ended the fight. This is, yo, hold the fucking phone. Hold the phone. So this is the finale. The teaser. Whatever this part is. Got the finale. Yeah, you got him trashing him all over the city. But like, Okay. Okay, he just animated this part.
Your place, fool.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's no way you did a whole series. I mean, you kind of did, right? Because you revamped it.
Pull off.
But I mean, you still edited it. But like, you called this the finale, and then you end it at so Gojo won. Actually, rewriting history for a quick second. That's how it just feels. I know, obviously, he started off with other videos of the fight, shorter videos of the fight, and then refined it all into this one thing. Right? It seems like, I don't know. What if alternate ending is... Who is this?
Now AFK Arena is fully collaborating with the globally popular anime. That time I got...
Ew. Okay. I mean, it's a cool video. Obviously, a lot of work goes into animation. It was a nice vid. I liked it. You know, clearly dude put his 1,000 hours in, his 10,000 hours into all of these shits. Although it does feel kind of sus. It does feel kind of sus there at the end to end it with, yeah, then Gojo won. He did that for the fans. He did that for the Gojo fans, not because he's himself biased. But hilarious to end it there. Although I would also assume that after 12 minutes of animation, calling it the finale, you don't want to fucking animate the first half of 236. So that's fair. But I do need that World Cutting Slash. I do need that World Cutting Slash animated. I cannot wait for that to happen. I cannot wait for this fight to be animated just so like we have definitive, okay, this is how it's meant to be consumed. Because there's, again, that 10-second bit, I need someone to explain that to me. Where those 10 seconds of void hit. Like, was it at the end of the last clash? Was it in bursts between the clash? Like, I really need to know. Yeah. People still pissed off about this. People have said some of the wildest shit in that video that I made. Just like, not in terms of like, oh, y'all being mean. More so like, yo, y'all have read a different story, bro. I had someone say, what was it? I'm reading 236. So 236, Gojo says, I gave it my all. But Sukuna wasn't able to give it his all, right? Which is part of what I use like in the video. Like, I didn't flesh out an actual argument in the video because I thought just giving you the narrative reason was enough. To be like, okay, like narratively speaking, there was no way that Gojo was supposed to win this fight. Not because he had to lose for plot, but because that's just not how, like, it's not how this fight was ever set up. But, you know, hindsight 2020. So I gave the argument of, what was the first one? Oh, yeah, Sukuna was clearly holding back because he was about to get jumped. And also, Gojo himself admits he was weaker. Or that Sukuna, you know, was wild. But I had someone say, this is how crazy y'all are. Someone told me that the reason, this is the top tier best cope I think I've ever seen from any Gojo fan, that the reason Gojo wasn't, or the reason that Sukuna wasn't able to give it his all was because Gojo didn't let him. Sukuna could not give it his all because Gojo was just that unfuckwittable. That Sukuna just never had a chance to go all out. As if all out did not mean a whole other transformation. 2 other arms, another mouth, 2 cursed tools, and all the other bullshit that he pulled out from the Heian era flashback, like mental flashback, not actual in-story flashback, during the rest of the fight. The reason Sukuna couldn't go all out was because Gojo didn't let him. That is the wildest cope I think I've ever heard in my fucking life. Y'all have either read a different story or read too much fan fiction, is all I can say about some Gojo fans. I've had people, like, the main argument, though, that I see, which I think just, I can't tell if it's disingenuous. Yeah, the main counter argument that I see towards that video is, like, it feels disingenuous, but it also feels like just what is it called? Not mispronounced, just not well articulated enough. Which is that Sukuna has no way of bypassing Gojo's infinity. But counterpoint, no, I didn't realize. Yeah, that was you. I do remember that comment. That's basically what it feels like. Nuh-uh. Like, the story is telling you all of this, like, and everything about the story is telling you, like, Sukuna was holding back. Not because he wanted to out of, like, disrespect, but because he kind of had to. Because he had to fight the rest of the verse after this. If he went into, like, his Heian form and used all of that against Gojo, what the fuck was the point of beating Gojo? Because, one, you now no longer have 10 shadows. And two, like, I guess, yeah, I don't think he would have access to 10 shadows. But, like, then two, which would, mainly be one in case the first one isn't right. You've used everything in the tank against them. You have no defense against anyone else. Against the rest of the verse jumping you. So you have to hold back some shit out of survival. And the main thing that I find is disingenuous in the response to that part is that people will take that and strawman it and say something like, so he thought so lowly of Gojo, or like he thought Gojo was so weak that he didn't want to go all out against him. He didn't say that. He knew Gojo was strong, and he knew that if he went all out against Gojo, he was fucked for the rest of the battle. It had nothing to do with him thinking Gojo was weak. The only time he thought Gojo was weak was in 230 when he was like, damn, I'm about to do this now? I'm about to end this right now with an uncontested domain? No fucking way. All right, it sucks that you wasn't born in a different, be happy you wasn't born in my era, because you really wouldn't be shit. And he, like, talks his shit, which is pussy to do, to talk shit when you're up. Exactly. He kept so many aces up his sleeve. And the thing was, he was already on his last legs. Like, he didn't want to use as much as he did against Gojo, because by the time he gets to the rest of the fight, he could only pop his domain 2 more times, and the only way he does it is by using a different part of his fucking brain to use cursed energy, or to use cursed technique. His output, I think, is, like, lowered. He gets a boost in output from transforming, I believe. But I don't think it's as high as it would have been if he had been Heian form from, like, from the jump. And then there's, like, another thing that he can't do by the time he pops into Heian form that I'm forgetting about right now. But yeah. Oh yeah, I never even got to the point. I fucking blew a tangent in my own thing. The main argument that I see against the video is again, I think it's just misguided. Is that Sukuna has no way to bypass infinity without Mahoraga. And that, to me, is because of the way that 236 is phrased. The first time the Mahoraga adapted to your inviolability, it transmuted its own cursed energy in order to neutralize and nullify your inviolability. That was something I could not do, so I waited. I'm pretty sure the reason why people think this is because he says that was something I could not do. The whole idea of Sukuna needed Mahoraga to bypass infinity was because of the words, that was something I could not do. 7 words, right? But obviously, he bypasses infinity every time he opens a domain, and it's uncontested, right? Every time that he shatters Gojo's domain, which is the first 2 clashes, while his domain is still up, he hits Gojo. There's no reason, like, you're telling me that, what's it called? Is it 224, 222? I'm pretty sure they start clashing at like 226. I'm gonna go to 225 though. Oh no, it's the end of 225. Like, you're telling me the end of 225 just doesn't exist? Like, that was a fluke? He clearly bypasses infinity right there. And then he does it continuously at the beginning of 226 while Gojo's trying to run away. And there's even doubt from everyone watching. Is Gojo going to lose? Nobody would even think this if this was not bypassing infinity. So the reason why I say it's either misguided or disingenuous is because it's misguided because you forget, for whatever reason, that he bypassed infinity multiple times. And it's disingenuous because you just have to ignore the fact that domain expansion exists in order to say this. Because he does it twice. The first two clashes are end in Gojo being cut the fuck up. So it's not like he needed Mahoraga to do that. Like, it's disingenuous, like, or misguided if you think that Mahoraga was just active during that time. Something, I can't remember that part that much. Pretty sure he used Gojo's hand sign to save Chris energy or something. I can't remember that much. He does pop out Gojo's hand sign at some point. He does do that in Heian form. I think he does it actually to pop another world cutting slash. Cause I'm pretty sure like one of the binding vows he has, like the narrator says he has in the second half, or like in the jumping phase, is like he made it so that he had to like do the sign. He made it so that he could only use world cutting slash again if he did the hand, if he did it with two hands or some shit like that. While one hand was like did Gojo sign, so it's like you technically needed three hands. So he made it so that he could use it one time with no conditions, but after that he needed to have four of his arms active or some shit like that, something like that. I forget. But yeah, again, like you have to ignore the first two domain clashes to say that he has no other way of bypassing infinity. Now, if you say he has no other way of bypassing infinity, and you mean after that point in 235, then yeah, that makes sense. Mahoraga's dead. But no, because it doesn't make sense. Because by the time Mahoraga's dead, world cutting slash is already part of Sukuna's arsenal. So you're saying he needs Mahoraga to do something by himself after that point. Like the main problem to me with the counterpoints that I hear, or the counter arguments that I hear, is like, you have to not understand how time works. You have to basically say, okay, I'm not going to spend too much longer on this because I'm about to cut stream. But you basically have to say, he needed Mahoraga for this point. But what about this point that he needed Mahoraga for? Well, he wasn't going to get world cutting slash without it. You're right. He wasn't going to develop world cutting slash without Mahoraga. But they always take it the step further of like, he was not bypassing infinity. There's two ways he bypassed infinity: domain expansion, domain amplification. And then in the same thing I say like without, that's what it was. In the same video I say like, without Prison Realm, Gojo is not ever winning or ever tying a domain clash against Sukuna. Why is that? Because in 228, page 2, you can't. It's the same exact reason why Sukuna needed to see Mahoraga do it first before he could just imagine the idea of cutting through existence itself. He didn't need Mahoraga to do it so that he can give him that power and transmute it to him, and then he could do it. He needed to see it done first. It's the same exact reason that we're given for how Gojo's able to make his domain the size of a fucking basketball. It is that spending time in Prison Realm made it possible for Gojo to even think about the idea of two people fitting inside of a space this tiny. That's it. You could not possibly wrap your head around that idea, actually, like in terms of how to apply that idea, because anyone can think about that. But you could not wrap your head around the idea of applying that until he was locked inside of something this big. So prison realm is the reason why Gojo's able to do this. And it's the same exact reason why Sukuna says, I needed Mahoraga for that. Like, not because I needed him to give me the power. I needed to actually see it done once so I can do it. Because, and this is why I say that that's something I could not do. That was something I could not do is misinterpreted. People think that means I was not able to bypass infinity without Mahoraga. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, I first of all, he's saying I desired a model, which means he wanted the ability to bypass infinity. It was going to make his life easier. Not that he needed it, first of all, because he would have just said what I needed from Mahoraga was a model. He says what I desired, an extra, right? That was something I could not do. Refers to not the adaptation in general. It refers to the first adaptation. There's something I only realized the other day. What he's saying here is, in the way in which that Mahoraga nullified infinity was by transmuting its own cursed energy in order to neutralize and nullify it. That part was something I could not do. So I waited until the second adaptation. When I saw the second adaptation, I realized, okay, that was something I could do. The second adaptation proceeded as I had hoped. That wasn't meant to be a slash like the ones I had launched. It was the extension of a curse technique's targets. Its target was not Satoru Gojo, but all the way through space itself, whatever, so as to cut them. Without regard for inviolability, as long as it exists inside that space, that world, those existences could be split apart. It was an incredibly difficult technique to obtain, but I did have quite the wonderful model. So he uses Mahoraga as a model to just be able to see the shit done, which is why in 234, when he chops off Gojo's arm, when Mahoraga chops off Gojo's arm, you see the panel of Sukuna going, good. He legit tells Mahoraga, like, I'm waiting. You've already shown me that you can do it, but I'm waiting on you to actually show me something that I can copy. And then he cuts off his arm, and Sukuna goes, very good. Because he realizes, not like, oh, I have unlocked the power. He goes, oh, I've seen it now. I have the model. I understand how the concept works now. Now I can do it. I can replicate that. That's exactly why, after Mahoraga's dead, Sukuna is able to use World Cutting Slash just after Mahoraga dies. And to people who go, no, he still needed access to 10 Shadows, he launches World Cutting Slash after transforming into hand form. No more access to 10 Shadows after that point. He launches World Cutting Slash 2 more times after that. So, yeah, again, I don't understand people. I don't understand these Gojo people. Like, it's really weird to be like...
I'm joined now by the...
It's really weird to be like, you don't know how to read, you didn't read the chapters or whatever like that, you misread the info, and then get so much shit wrong. I don't understand that. Like, yeah, it's still going to be a close fight. I'm not saying that Sukuna gets washed, or that Gojo gets washed. I'm just saying the fight ends at 2:30. That's it. Without Mahoraga or in hand form, the fight ends at 2:30. Like, to people saying like he needed Mahoraga to beat Gojo, he legit says, next time I'll close the domain with a barrier. You'll have nowhere to run. Then I'll dice you up and adapt to infinity as well. Not then I'll adapt to infinity, and because I've adapted to infinity, I'm going to dice you up. I'm not going to put you in a barrier domain and then keep you in there for 3 minutes with my sure hit active so that Mahoraga can adapt to you. No, he's saying, I'm going to fucking kill you, and then after I kill you, I'm going to adapt to infinity while you're laying down on the ground dying or whatever. So, and we also know that, like, the adaptation is inevitable. All you're doing is speeding it up. Once the adaptation starts, it's over. Like, there's a set timer on the clock. What is it called? And because throughout this fight, they think the adaptation is like every time it turns, it's because you've hit them with the attack or something like that. Like, they get that wrong. Everyone got that wrong about adaptation wrongs. Not the fandom. I mean, like, I think in the story itself, everyone's watching going, oh, he's got 2 more hits left before he adapts. He's got 1 more hit left before he adapts. No, that just speeds up the process. It's already done at that point. But like, yeah, to be honest, I thought a curse technique was this. So I went to review that first. Yeah, like Sukuna's like, bro, I'm checkmate. I've used reverse curse technique way less on my brain, so I can open up this domain. The win condition for Sukuna, for everyone who says there's no win condition for Sukuna in Heian form, is just to open up a closed barrier, uncontested domain, like he was about to do in 230. He literally was going to win this fight without ever developing World Cutting Slash. He was just going to eventually adapt to Infinity in the way that he wanted to. That was it. And then it fails because he took damage from Void. If he does not take the damage from Void, which does not happen in Heian form, then he opens up this domain perfectly fine and Gojo loses. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that. Like, okay, then how does he escape Void? How does he escape Void? He doesn't turn off his fucking sure hit. How does he escape Void? He doesn't need to escape Void if Gojo doesn't go into Prison Realm, which is the whole basis for the fight. 20 Finger, Heian form Sukuna versus non-Prison Realm Gojo. Episode 2, they go at it. He doesn't need to know anything about Gojo's technique to just open up his domain and instantly beat it. Because there's no way that Gojo opens up a tiny domain to counter the fact that his shit gets immediately discarded. And then he never hits. There's no window for... That's what I'm saying. There's no window for Gojo to hit with Unlimited Void. He has to try to weigh everything on like one-shotting Sukuna with Hollow Purple. Which, you know, I'm not saying is impossible at all, right? Like, Sukuna even says himself, like, bro, if I get hit with Hollow Purple again, this is some bullshit, right? Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fatal. But legit, there's no way that Void hits without, like, it's like, oh, then it always goes back to, like, oh, but Mahoraga saved him. That's why I say people don't know how fucking time works, because, again, if you just take Mahoraga out of the equation, we don't get to that point. People scale Meguna without 10 shadows. That's how they see this fight. People see Meguna without 10 shadows and without access to Mahoraga, and past the point that he's already been hit with Domain, with Void. That's how people argue for the Gojo win. Is they nerf Sukuna as much as they can, keep him in Megumi's body, and then just assume that Void has already hit. And then from that point on, they go, okay, without Mahoraga from this point, how does Sukuna do? No, that's not how it works. You go from the start of the fight. Start of the fight happens. Everything happens the same way. We get to the domain clash. First domain clash goes exactly the same way. Second domain clash goes almost exactly the same way. Except there's no need to turn off sure hit to win that. Right? Sukuna stays winning it, but it takes a little bit longer. Maybe takes a little bit more physical damage. But after that point, there's no counter. There's no counter whatsoever. And that's why I said even in that video, you have to still give it to Gojo. You still have to give Tiny Domain to Gojo so you can continue to have the fight after that point. Because otherwise, it's over. So even if Gojo does develop Tiny Domain, without Mahoraga, there's no reason for Gojo to take any hits. Which is why I say I'm waiting for the animation to kind of make this fleshed out. Because I assume he took 10 seconds total within like the second and third domain clashes. Like he like turned off amplification or he turned on amplification. And then, like, again, it's like every time he touches Gojo, he's protected. But in between every hit, he's taking, like, a tenth of a second. And so that adds up to, like, 5 seconds or whatever. And then there's that delay in physical regeneration. So there's a delay in between his domain activating and Gojo's domain activating, I think, in Clash 4. And that's that 0.01 second where that's enough for Gojo to land a crazy decisive blow on Sukuna. But I don't know if that's the 10 seconds they're talking about. If that's the 10 seconds, there's no shot. That's it. There's no other way that Unlimited Void hits. There's no reason for Unlimited Void to hit. Why? Because in a Heian form, Sukuna just doesn't take enough physical damage to like to warrant to make that happen. Right? Like he's winning the domain clashes faster. There's no longer tying. He's doing small cuts to Gojo. Gojo's using RCT or whatever. But Gojo's still burning through domains. The second he uses his fourth domain, that's it. He's cooked. Even if he uses less RCT on himself, he's still using RCT on his reverse curse technique. And Sukuna, in that same sense, would not be using RCT to heal his physical damage, which means he does not get delayed and there, boom. Like, I don't know how much easier to explain it. That's what I'm saying. Sukuna also figured out how to replenish his curse technique by seeing Gojo do it first. By seeing Gojo do it once, he was able to do it flawlessly. And then do it to another part of his brain after that. After the Gojo fight. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy how easy this fight is to map out with a Heian form. Which is, again, why Gojo says, like, even if he didn't have 10 shadows, I don't know if I would have won. Like, people want to say, like, he's being humble there. No, he's arrogant the entire time. He's like, nah, I'd win. That's when he's wrong. I'm not saying, like, oh, he's wrong one time, he's right the other time. I'm saying, no. He was proven wrong. That's why he's talking shit, or like he's not, like, being overconfident or whatever in the airport. Like, he's talking to his homeboy, and he's like, yeah, I gotta admit, dude took my ankles. Like, dude crossed my shit on the court. I gotta admit, I gotta give him that. He's like, nah, I'm not sure I would have won even without hand form. He's not saying that to be humble. He's not saying that for the viewer to cope. He's not saying that for you. He's literally just saying, I don't know if I would have won, because if I understand jujutsu like I do, 2 arms, another mouth, increased physique, yeah, it's still going to be hard. It's still going to be a hard, tough battle. And also he knows he had shit like in the tank. Like, again, he's not doing that to please anyone. I had lost track of something I was going to say. It's going to be the last thing that I'm out. He's not necessarily being like, oh yeah, sorry, that's what it is. Even if Gojo's being humble, he wouldn't say, without 10 shadows, I'm not sure I would have won. He would still say, without 10 shadows, I might have had a chance. I might have actually won that. He doesn't say, without 10 shadows, Sukuna has no way to bypass my infinity. I have a better chance, or I might have won. That's what the fans insert. It's the same thing as the Akutami quote, where he says, yeah, I feel like a more calmer, or the normal Gojo would have potentially dodged that fatal attack. And people turn dodge that fatal attack into, I think Gojo would have actually won if not for me having to write him out of the story. Like, not understanding that every single character wins or loses a fight due to plot. There's not a single character in all of fiction that wins or loses a fight in spite of plot. Like, that's not how it works. You have to write people losing. As I was saying, Mahito would have won. Mahito only lost because of plot. That's why everyone fucking dies. I don't, like, people just, like, I don't know, they take terms and they just use them whatever way suits their narrative, which is insane. But I'm happy to go back into the gauntlet on this debate, on this discussion, or versus once it's animated officially. Like, I'll probably put some shit out from this or clip this or whatever, but like, officially, like, all right, now that the anime is, like, you know, the end all be all, Akutami's behind it, is able to, like, supervise or whatever, the story is being told the exact way he wants it to be told. There are a couple of moments in this fight that I feel like could change a lot for, like, the without 10 shadows debate. Now we can actually go back into the gauntlet and discuss it. But as of right now, everything I'm hearing is fucking straight up cope. Straight up cope. It's okay. It's okay. Your boy lost. He was my boy too. Honestly, I probably like Sukuna a little bit better, if I'm being honest. But only as, like, a shit talker, not necessarily as a character. I like Gojo's, like, Sukuna has no fucking backstory. I like Gojo as a character way more than Sukuna. I like the shit talking of Sukuna way more, because I like the way that villains are able to talk shit. It's the same way why, like, I love Madara Uchiha, I love Sosuke Aizen, but are they my favorite characters in those series? Probably not. I just like when they get on screen and they can back up the shit that they talk, you know? All right, that's it. I'm out of here. I'll go watch the new Oshinoko episode. Yo, if y'all are not watching Oshinoko, go watch Oshinoko right fucking now. I'm gonna make a video about Oshinoko tomorrow. That shit is heat, bro. All right, I'm out of here. I'm ending stream, ending recording. Chance, I appreciate you being around. Wolf, I appreciate you showing up. Y'all sticking through with me. Y'all be safe. I'll see y'all soon. Well, oh yeah, we're gonna read through Mode Low on Sunday. If I, like, pull up on the afternoon, whatever time I need to. We'll read Mode Low on Sunday. We'll catch up and then we'll read the newest chapter.